Hi, I'm going to demonstrate how to add some information to a module in the WordPress dashboard of this website, and this is with Divi theme. And if you look over here on the side, all the different options, areas to open and everything are all in different categories over here. I had clicked the Pages area and selected this particular page, and this page is called What's Happening. And so I will show you, this is what it looks like on this area that is called the dashboard in the editor. And if you look at the live page, this is what that page would look like if you went on the internet and looked up this page. And so this is what you call the front end of what we are going to be working on, the page. And the areas, the two areas in here that for adding information is what's called events and small groups. We're going to add something to the small groups area. We're going to add something to this. Oops, I need to refresh it. I had added just some beginning information over here, so I'm going to add it again over here. So I had erased it again, so that's why it's blank here, but I'm going to be putting some information in right here. And when we go back over to the editor, we're gonna go down, and here is the area that I was talking about that said events, and then down here is the area that said small groups. There are 1, 2, 3. The far right is the blurb, what's called a blurb, and it's the area that I'm going to put. You see the little 3 lines. This is a hamburger menu thing, and click that, and that opens that blurb up. As you know, this particular module, which is kind of a user-friendly area in Divi, and it's called, this particular one's called a blurb, but it's just one of the types of modules. And in this area, we're going to put in some information in here. We're only going to deal with the general settings area on this one. We're not going to go into these other 2 tabs this time. So I'm just going to, I will end up going back in and revising this some, because it's going to be, this is just going to be a general demonstration of how to use this module. In the title area, I'm going to go ahead and grab an initial piece of information that would be that I'm going to use for the title. So I'm going to grab that, I'm going to paste it right there in that line where it says title. I'm actually going to go all the way to the bottom of this, and this admin label, I'm going to paste it in there at the same time too. And you'll be able to see that when I get done. That'll give me a name to this module when I'm looking at the main editor back there, so it'll be handy for identifying it later. Then the next area down here is called the URL. I'm going to actually put the URL of this, I believe this is a church here. It's called the Fellowship Cinco Ranch. So I actually looked it up online here. Now this could be incorrect. I'm kind of doing this quickly as a demonstration. So same principle, I would just make sure that I had the correct address. In this particular case, I'm actually going to go to directions for this place, and I'm going to go up here, and if you look up in this part and see this address, I can grab that. I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to go back to my editor page, and I'm going to put that into this place that says URL. Okay, oops, I pasted it in there. Now I'm going to choose, do I want it to open in the same window when somebody clicks on it to look for this map, or do I want a new tab to open up? In this case, the client wants a new tab, so I'm going to leave that. Now these, if I was making this in the first place, I would be selecting whether or not I wanted an icon, which one I wanted, what color, so forth. In this case, I have already done that for the different ones. I have a filler module that is what this is, and so it's already set with all these things the way that I want it to be, so I'm going to leave all of that alone so it will look like the other ones. Now all I'm going to be doing here, I'm going to paste in the information that I have for this. Now, like I say, I will probably be going back in and changing things about this, but I'm going to just do this as a way of demonstrating this. I actually have some, some information for putting in this phone number that has additional stuff. I'll show you here. I'm going to go ahead and paste this one in. And the reason I'm going to show you this is for one more thing here to show. Okay. All this information is in here. Let's say I wanted to make this bold. I can go ahead and highlight it, make it bold. Then I'm going to show you this part as one additional thing. That's if you want to make this phone number to where it can be clickable on the page, the person, if they're on their cell phone or something, so they can click the number and it'll open up the dialer, for them. See how it says visual here? This is kind of a user-friendly area. This one that says text, this is more HTML code for each of these parts of this that I've added in here. And this line right here, contact phone, this is called a link. And A means that you can click it and it'll do something. This tells it what it's going to do, where it says the href. When it has this particular stuff that it says right here with the numbers, no dashes, anything like that, this is telling it to make a link that you can click if you're on a phone or something. And I want to leave that in there. Target blank, that means it'll open it in a new tab. This right here, I'm actually going to change this so it looks more like a phone number instead of a solid set of numbers like that. I like to put dots instead of dashes. You can put dashes if you prefer. Now I'm putting those two in, and you'll see when I go back to the visual editor, they now have dots in between them for the phone number. I'm going to highlight that, and I'm going to make it bold just because sometimes links can get kind of lighter because sometimes they have a coloring that will come up on them. So I just like to do that a lot of times to make them bold also. So anyways, that is this part of what I'm going to show on this. And so it's really important that you then, before you leave this box, this pop-up, you're going to save it over here on the green part, and then you have to save it one more time up here at the top of this editor. There's this button here that's an update button. You have to click that also. Now, once that has finished updating, I'm going to go to the other tab I have open here, to the live page, and I'm going to refresh this page, and you're going to be able to go down and see that information. Like I say, it's a rough set of information, but it'll work for this demonstration. This information that I put in is right here. You see with the little hand there that you can click that. It will bring you to this, the map that we put in, and that's in a new tab, so I can actually go back to this. And also, if I'm hovering here, you can see the little hand. If I was on on mine, it would bring it up as FaceTime. But if you were to be on a cell phone, you could tap that number and it would dial for you. And that's the end of this demonstration. And thank you.